Hi guys and welcome to my channel. In my previous video you saw as to what my profession is and what Merchant Navy is. So in this video I'll be talking about how to get into Merchant Navy. So for all those who are aspiring to get into Merchant Navy or to have a career at sea, this is the video for you. So let's get to it. I mentioned in my previous video, there are two departments, namely the deck and the engine department. So in engine side, you can either go in for marine engineering or GME, or you can become the electrical officer on board by doing the ETO course. So I'll just go through as to what all qualifications you need to have to get into these respective courses. So first being BTech in marine engineering. So in this, it's a 4-year program wherein you have 2 semesters each, which in a year, so which comes to about 8 semesters in total. And to be qualified for this course, you need to have 60% marks in your PCM, that is 10 plus 2, that is in your 12th. So you need to have 60% marks in physics, chemistry and mathematics, and 50% marks in your English, either 10th or 12th. So that is it. And then you need to give an exam, entrance exam, that is IMU CET exam, post which depending on your score you can enter the course in either of the you have various colleges which offer the course. Next option being GME. GME is it basically stands for graduate marine engineer. So as the name suggests, the person already has completed his graduation. So the qualification required is you have to have a BE mechanical degree or a BE automobile engineering degree, post which you can join this course in the institute which offers such a course. Now this course is a 1-year course, so, and it depends. Some companies or some institutes have it for 8 months, like the institute where I studied in, it was Anglo-Eastern Maritime Academy, and there it was 8 months course and then 5 months of onboard training. I joined in as an engine cadet, and so in all it was 1-year course. But in most of the institutes it is a 1-year course wherein there is 1 year of campus training, post which you join in as junior engineer, and subsequently you clear your class 4 exams and become 4th engineer. So for class 4 exams, the criteria is 6 months of sailing, and yeah, that's it, post which you can just give your exams. But do keep in mind, if you're joining Anglo-Eastern Maritime Academy, that the time you sail as your engine cadet does not count for your exams for class 4. So you need to sail one more contract as junior engineer for 6 months and then you can give your exams. Alright, with these two set aside, the other option to get into Merchant Navy is via the electrical officers post. So in this, you should have a degree or a BTech or a BE degree in electronics, electrical, or electronics telecommunication, or electronics and instrumentation. So in this case you need to have 60% aggregate or 60% in the final SEM, and besides that, yeah, the standard criteria of PCM 60%, that is 10 plus 2, and you need to have 50% marks in English in either 10th or 12th. So this is standard across the range. So even for the deck side, when I come to it, this is the criteria. Okay, with that being said, we have covered out the engine part of it. The next being deck side. So in deck side, you have 2 programs, one being the BSc Nautical Science and the other one being DNS. So DNS stands for Diploma in Nautical Science, which further leads to a BSc degree. So DNS is what even my company Anglo-Eastern offers in their academy. So DNS is a 1-year program wherein you have 2 semesters, that is in 6 months 1 semester, that is. So for criteria for the DNS program is you need to have 60% in your PCM, physics, chemistry, mathematics in your 10 plus 2, and you need to have 50% marks in English in your either 10th or 12th. And then when you complete the 1-year DNS course, you will be put in as a deck cadet, and you need to sail as deck cadet for 18 months, that is three contracts in general this is. So each contract of 6 months each, you need to do 3 ships. So post doing these 3 ships or 3 contracts, so post completing this 18 months, you are eligible to give your second mates exam, after which you if you manage to clear those exams, you become third officer. So that's the DNS part. Next comes the BSc Nautical Science. So as the name suggests, BSc, it's a 3-year graduation course. So you have 6 semesters, 2 semesters in each year. So the criteria or the educational background that you need to have for this course is the same. I mean, you need to have 60% marks in PCM for this 10+2, and then you need to have English 50% marks in your 10th or your 12th. Okay, so these were the 2 ways to get into Merchant Navy, if you want to get into deck side or the engine side. So there's one more way, wherein if you don't get 60% in your 10+2, then also if you have not opted for science after the 10th standard, so in that case you can take the route of doing a GP rating course and then joining in as a rating, that is basically OS or Viper or Training Viper, what they call. So that is again either deck or engine side. So this is how it is. But then if you're planning to become an officer, then taking the route of GP rating, it's a bit I mean, it kind of delays things, because you will take a long time for you to become from OS to AB, and then you become a watchkeeper, and then you have to take certain signatures. You need to have a TAR book, training book, and you need to get those recommended signs and all, and only then you can appear for your exam. So it's kind of a time consuming process. So I just suggest anyone who's planning to become an officer, I suggest you to take the usual routes, that is either become a deck cadet or join the engine side and become an engine cadet or junior engineer, and then proceed on to become officers. So these are basically the various ways by which you can get into Merchant Navy. And having said that, the medical requirements. So medical requirements are explained by DG Shipping. So DG Shipping is the governing authority which creates the infrastructure or sets the rules for Merchant Navy. So it takes care of the training and all the other parts, certification, qualifications and medical standards. So that is all set by DG Shipping, Director General of Shipping of India. So they in the site have mentioned the medical requirements. So I'll just give you a brief as to what the medical requirements concerned with eyesight is. So eyesight, you need to have 6x6 vision for deck side, and for engine side you need to have 6x6 Pro, and you can have spectacles if you're in engine side. But from what I know, the power of the vision of the spectacles rather is in the range of plus or minus 2.5. So engine side guys can have spectacles, whereas deck side it's a no-no, but you can have LASIK surgery and get it corrected. So for people who don't have 6x6 vision, they can get it corrected. Now having said that, the next criteria is color blindness or night blindness. So people having color blindness is a strict no-no. I mean, they are just unfit to sail, and that's a reason for disqualification in the medicals. So for you to check whether you have color blindness, it's a very simple test. You can just Google it out. So there's a test called Ishihara test. So basically what the test is, they show you certain images wherein certain numbers or symbols are embedded in various colors. So people who have color blindness, they simply cannot make out the symbols or the numbers in it. So, and for others, it's simple. I mean, you can see the shapes and you can just tell the number there. And if you do fail that test, I mean, there's no point in going through the course and later on realizing that you're unfit for sea. Alright guys, so in the end, whatever the courses or whatever the options that I mentioned, DNS, BSc Nautical Science, or your BTech in Marine Engineering, for all these courses, like every other courses in India, you need to give an entrance exam. So the entrance exam is conducted by IMU, Indian Maritime University. So they are the governing authority and they conduct CET exams, basically common entrance test. So for these courses, so you need to give those exams and you need to have a certain percentile or a certain marks to get into good colleges, like every other entrance test that is. So based on your marks, you will be placed into colleges, further to which you can proceed to do your course, be it DNS or BSc Nautical Science or BTech in Marine Engineering. Besides talking about various courses and ways to get into merchant navy, I would also like to point out that make sure that your institute where you're doing the course is recognized by IMU and DG shipping. That is most important. The course has to be approved by DG, Director General of Shipping, because if you do it from a non-recognized institute, the course has no value, or rather the certificate that you get at the end of the course is of no value, and you won't be placed in any company, and it's just a dead end. Make sure that your institute is approved by DG Shipping. And also, always I recommend this to everyone, whoever plans to go into the cadetship program, you should have sponsorship. Now, sponsorship does not mean that the companies they pay for your course or your certification. It basically means that you have a secure job at the end of the course, and it's sort of an assurance that you won't end up with just a degree and nowhere to go. So make sure that you have sponsorship, and only then proceed on to join these institutes for the various courses that I mentioned, be it DNS, BTech or BSc Nautical Science. And with all that being said, the current market is very bad, I must say. There are plenty of cadets in the market with no jobs at hand. They just do the courses without sponsorship, and they end up with nowhere to go, and then they fall prey to what you call the agents. So these agents charge a service fee, and there's no guarantee that you'll get a job after contacting them or paying them the money that they demand. So no company charges you fee. So if you have someone, if you know someone who's asking for money, then it's probably not the legal way to go for it. And many times I've seen people who go through these agents. The agents promise them the world. They say that they'll place them on tankers, but they end up on barges. They get placed on them where people don't want to go, and these cadets they are forced to live in inhuman conditions. I mean, you don't get your salaries on time, food is an issue, so all that things are there. So I suggest you avoid going down that path and take the recommended route to become an officer. That is, go through the cadetship, take the sponsorship, then do your course, and then join in as a cadet, deck cadet or engine cadet or junior engineer, and then proceed to give your exams and become officer. So yeah guys, with that being said, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more such content, then subscribe to the channel. And I am planning to make more videos. The next one I plan to make is my journey in Merchant Navy, that is from being an engine cadet to third engineer, which is my current rank. So, and also I'll give you a glimpse as to how the life on board is, and I mean in general, I mean it will give you a first person's view for you to what all things you go through while being on board, right from cadetship to being an officer. So that's something that I planned, and I hope to see you in my next videos. So stay tuned. Thank you. Till then, stay fit and be healthy. Thank you.